Hey everyone, welcome to today's Lunch and Learn. Heck, I should be welcoming myself. I haven't been here for a few weeks.
Welcome, Joe. I'll welcome you. Welcome, Joe.
Thank you, Vanessa. And well, Vanessa, I mean, this title, like, really? What are we going to learn today? Goodness gracious, I'm still like, wow.
Okay. All right. It might be a little edgy. Got
I
your
really like
attention,
it.
didn't I?
I love the title. I actually just love it, love it, love it. Well, as always, I do want to know what everybody's having for lunch because, I am kind of a foodie and I'd really like to know what's going on. This is a lunch and learn, right? We teach while you eat. And that's a
Right.
pretty good deal for you and not so much for us. But, well,
And then
actually,
we
I don't
eat.
know. Yeah, and then we eat, right?
Then we
And
eat.
then, yeah, I
So,
got my
but you guys
on
give us the
avocado.
ideas on what we're going to have. So, if you're having lunch right now at the beginning of this lunch and learn, please tell us what you're having or what you're pulling out of the refrigerator or what you're warming up in the fryer or whatever you're using to warm things, microwave, whatever it is.
Air fryer,
Um,
air fryer. That thing is
Air fryer, air fryer. That's what I
mm,
was searching for. Yes,
yes, right
air
on.
fryer. So, what are you guys doing? What are you having? What's for lunch today? I see. I see lots of eyeballs, but no comments yet on what you're having
That's
for lunch.
okay.
So,
They're waiting to figure out what matters about your back. What kind of a backside are we talking about
why
anyway?
why your backside matters?
Well, I guess we should probably just get into it, huh?
Here we go, Marie, ham and cheese on wheat. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great lunch. You know what I love, Joe, when somebody else makes a sandwich for me. I never make sandwiches for myself, but I love it when somebody else makes one.
Hold on, I have to admit something. At Mailbox Power, sometimes things expire. And there were several cases of oatmeal cookies that expired. I have a
Please.
case in my freezer right now of expired oatmeal cookies. Those things are this big. They're about the same size as what is it? A half gallon of ice cream.
Yeah.
Wink, wink. Okay. I'm not sure what I'm going to
Do you
do with
like
them or what I'm going to
slice
make.
off the top of the ice cream, put it on between the two cookies? I
Uh,
mean, just an
two
idea
cookies.
there.
What are you talking about? I'm
Well,
talking.
like an ice cream sandwich.
I'm like a Dagwood. Build that
Oh
thing
no.
up. Go.
Would. That's good. That's good.
All
All
right.
right.
It's time to get into this thing.
Tammy's having Diet Coke. That's not hacking it. That is not lunch, Tammy. That is
No.
not lunch. Diet
Mm-mm.
Coke is not doing it.
No.
You're
Chemical
like me
cocktail.
right now, water, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. No doubt.
Okay. So let's get into this. Why your backside matters. Enough chitter chatter for this. Your
Yes.
backside does matter. But here's what we're talking about. We're not talking about the people that you see walking down the street that you're like, wow, did they actually look at themselves in the mirror? Did
Uh-huh.
they check out the rear view? We're
Uh-huh.
not talking about that.
No.
We're talking about backside of cards, Joe, as you can imagine.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So,
Absolutely. So here's the deal. About 10 years ago, I did a study of thousands. And I found that 98% of all people that receive a greeting card actually look at the back of the card to find out how much you spent on them. And I went, wow, if 98% of the people are looking at the back of the card, why are we not, exposing how to use the back of a greeting card? And that's pretty much what this is. Now, you're looking at the back of a couple of cards, and this is that I use personally. And I want to share what it says. And this is a message from me at Mailbox Power, but we have lots more stuff to kind of go through. It says, hello, back of card reader. You're holding a card that was made by amazing Giclée artisans from Salt Lake City. The artisans understand that the message being delivered on this fine paper could be the difference between making or breaking a deal, the only birthday card someone receives, or a valuable marketing message. We take our work seriously and we hope you enjoy this greeting. Now for a little fun. Did you know that 98% of all people look at the back of a greeting card to see how much someone spent on them? Sorry for the lack of pricing on this card. And I also want to state this. As you can see, there is a logo. It's a Mailbox Power logo, and it is what I would consider understated, meaning it doesn't attract your attention immediately. What attracts your attention is the copy and my picture and my name, and not the logo, because that's not my intention. My intention is to deliver a message and not have somebody get slapped upside their head with my logo. That's not my intention, and never is my intention, actually, to tell you the truth. So thought this was a fun message to put on the back of a card. And if you know that 98% of all people are looking at the back of a card, why would you not use it wisely? And of course, Vanessa has many wise messages that she's come up with as well. And it's time to go over those as well.
Well, let's look at the backside rules. The backside rules. Don't let the backside of your cards be an afterthought. A lot of people spend a lot of time on the inside messaging, Joe, but you and I both see cards that go out of Mailbox Power that we're like, oh, what a waste of space. You didn't really utilize the space that's on the back of that card wisely, which is my next point. Use the space wisely and not in a salesy way. Unless there's a caveat, I should have put a little asterisk on this, unless you are actually selling something in the card and that's the purpose of the card. But if the purpose of the card is to wish someone a happy birthday or happy holidays or anything on a personal side, don't mix the two. Don't try to sell while you're trying to wish them a happy birthday or whatever it may be that you're doing. So don't mix the personal and the business. Because here's what happens. No matter what you do, when you mix the personal and business, it detracts from your initial message. It detracts from the personal part of the message, right? So even restaurants, Joe, and I don't know if this has happened to you, but I've received something from a restaurant, like a happy birthday card, and they're like, happy birthday, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, that's so nice. They remember my birthday. But then on the back, it's like, bring this in and get 10% off on this and that. Okay. You weren't really wishing me a happy birthday, right?
Oh, yeah.
Which you can do. There is a time and a place for that. We don't like to mix the two things. If you're genuinely reaching out to somebody, then do that without messing it up by asking for anything in return. Yes. In other words, give to give.
Yes. Celebrate their birthday. That is a big deal. And I do see, I'm going to call it out like it is, some of the direct sales space. Go here to claim your special gift, your special birthday gift. And, the special birthday gifts is they're paying for something. It's like they're buying something, paying for something, and they get a discount, right?
I don't like that. I don't like the discount. I just want the celebration, right? Keep it clean, keep it a celebration. Then, you can always send them a postcard or something else that is salesy afterwards. It could even be part of your birthday marketing. If a card goes out and then say 25 days later, something else goes out to the same person so that you're hitting all the people that are in your birthday club, that's all fine, but don't combine the two.
Right. Absolutely. 100% agree.
Yeah.
100% agree.
So it's okay to add your logo and contact information, but don't let it overshadow your message. So don't let it be the biggest thing on the card. Don't let it overshadow the message that you're sending. And then finally, use design elements that reflect your inside or cover images rather than leaving the back of the card blank. Joe, I cannot tell you how many times I see on the back of the card, all they do is plop a logo on there and some return address information or contact information and nothing else on the back of the card. So the front is beautiful. The inside's, well thought out and pretty, and the back is just blank.
Absolutely. When I go to the shop, and both of us have been down there and worked in that environment, and we see these cards coming off the press, and it's just obvious, like, wow, they're doing nothing on the back of the card. It's blank, like nothing, really? I mean, you're missing the boat. But the other ones that you see where the whole greeting card has a matching look and feel, like the brand follows all the way through from front, the message on the front, the inside and the messaging and the back of the card all have a common feel. And I'm hoping you're going to show me something.
Let me show you an example of that.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Here's a thank you card. This happens to be my thank you card. Here's a thank you card. It's just first name using our merge fields. If you don't know what that's all about, Mailbox Power has a way of reading your contacts so that if you use a merge field such as first name or last name or return address or something like that, we can read that and you can send these out automatically. So when I have to send a thank you card to somebody, when I have the privilege of thanking somebody for something, all I have to do is add them to this automation and it pulls their first name from the contact that I've added. Meaning, if I were to send Joe a thank you card, I would just check out, choose the card and check out, and Joe would get, Joe, thank you for being so awesome, instead of first name merge field. So that's how that works. And then you see on the back of the card, and this is what we're really talking about. This one has my business logo and contact information, just my email address and name. Simple, but the back of the card reflects the front of the card, which you can kind of peek there on the inside. It all looks the same. There's consistency throughout the card. This happens to be a business thank you. I want people to know that that it's a professional card, right? I don't want them to be bombarded with a bunch of things that don't make it look professional.
Yep, absolutely agree. I just love that, branding's such a big deal. Both myself and Vanessa are kind of, branding hounds. We aficionados, whatever you want to call it, to us, we understand that most humans, are wired for patterns. All of us are.
Yeah.
And, when you see things, specifically a color, a font, a pattern, it kind of puts you at ease, like, oh, I'm in the right place still.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I'm still, and I know it sounds weird that, oh, I'm looking at this card, but by the time you get to the back of the card and you see that common color, that common theme, that common
Yeah.
texture, and everything being the same font, even, I mean, all of it is just so critical, to maintain, your brand identity and not lose that. And this is awesome.
It
Perfect.
is.
Spot on.
It is. Here's another one. This is a birthday card. And again, using that merge field on the front of the card, don't worry, it doesn't print first name. It prints the person's first name. So on the back of this card, and again, notice the balloon theme. The balloons on the front of the card, the balloons on the back of the card, the balloons are even on the inside of the card as well. So the whole theme carries out throughout. And there's no reason, especially with Mailbox Power, when you have the ability to customize every side of this card, almost every square inch, except for the very, very, very bottom of the back where we reserve that for a barcode. But other than that, you've got full design privileges on this card and you can make it look however you'd like it to look. So there's no reason not to be consistent throughout the whole thing, making those images, again, reflect the theme. So this one has a small profile logo on the back of the card using our image auto merge.
Yeah.
So this is with the person's logo that they've loaded into their profile on Mailbox Power, and it's pulling their logo and it's going to put it right there on the back of the card for them. And then we also have the contact information using merge fields on this. Now, why do we do it like that? Let's talk about this a minute, Joe. Why do we go through all that? Why do we have the image auto merge and the merge fields rather than just typing out our contact information on these?
Well, because time is money. And
yes.
If you really feel like you want to sit there and you want to pound out your name on every single greeting card and every single postcard and every single thing that goes out, you should ignore what we're talking about right now. Because here's the deal. There's a reason that we have given you the option to upload your logo to your profile and upload your picture to your profile, and then use these merge fields. These merge fields are absolute magic. And by the way, merge fields are nothing new. They've been around for decades, right?
Yeah.
They've been used in different ways in emails and form letters and things like that. But, as the first company to market and use them creatively, right, with that first name on the front, in a headline, that kind of thing, it just saves you time and gives you consistency in your brand, consistency in your messaging, and consistency in the ability to make sure the right information is on the back of every card. Now, our designers know this, and that's why most of the cards in our design catalog actually
Mhm.
carry these attributes, which is here are all these merge fields that is, it can be, your email, your phone number, your name, first name, last name, your company name, your address. It could be all kinds of things that you want to put on the back of a card. For us, we just look at it and go, let's just keep it simple. I like to keep it simple. It's my
Yeah.
name, my phone number, and my email address. That's good. That's how they want to contact me anyway. And that makes a ton of sense to
Yeah.
me. And I think it makes a ton of sense that, people look at the back of the card. I want them to see my name. I want them to see that, I sent it to them for sure. My signature is in it, but, maybe it wasn't blatantly obvious. And all of a sudden they get to the back of the card, as 98 of 100 do.
Yeah.
They're going to get there and they're going to actually see it. So, yeah, I love it.
So true. And so Joe made a great point there that in our design store, most things already have these merge fields in them. But that doesn't mean that you can't take it, open it up in the card editor and edit to your heart's desire. If you don't have a company, return company, for example, which is one of the merge fields there. If your return company on your profile is blank, that won't even print there.
Right.
So, but the other thing is if you'd rather put your name or some silly message on the back, like, hey, what are you doing looking back here? Or you can do that. You can customize it and do whatever you want.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, Karen asked that question as well. And her question, is, I love to customize all sides of the card. There are times when I don't want my business address on the envelope or back of card, as with family or close friends. Is there a way to do that? And, Karen, yes, you can delete all that information off the back of the card. Now, the envelope, the post office does require a return address. So there will be a return address on the cards as they go out. And that is the return address that you have in your system. So whatever you've got set in there, that's what we'll put on there. And I believe, if you wanted to get tricky and you were sending something specific to, a one-off and not an automation, you could go delete your business name and then go send and then go add it back and it will be fine. It will send without the business name on it. And contact customer service if you really want to get deep into that and ask more questions about it. But it can work that way if you want to take the extra steps.
All righty. So here we have the back of a half birthday card. Same thing, the contact information using the merge fields. But again, the back design reflects the front, reflects the inside. It's all consistent for this card. And we don't see any blank cards here, Joe. We see color, we see design elements, we see
Mhm.
things that reflect the messaging here. And all of that reinforces your message, whatever that may be. Here's another one. This is a holiday card, a Happy Hanukkah card. This has a small profile logo on the back using Image Auto Merge. Again, you can put your profile logo on there by yourself if you want to, or you can just use it on from your contacts and let it populate itself using Image Auto Merge. And then we use the merge fields on the back of this card. Again, you don't have to do that. You can take all of that off if you want to and leave that little dove. You could take everything off. You can do whatever you want. But this is just what we recommend for a business card. This would be something, again, Karen, to your point, not something you send out personally. You may want to send the same card to your personal contacts. You'd probably delete that information off the back of it, your business contact information off the back. Maybe
Right.
you leave your name, maybe you don't. It's up to you.
Right.
And here's another one, Joe. This is our season's greeting card. A small profile logo on the back, again, using Image Auto Merge and the contact information with the merge fields. But the point is here, carrying the color throughout the entire card. The image isn't exactly the same as what's on the front, but it reinforces the messaging.
Absolutely. Clean, simple. Colors have transferred as well. Those
Yes.
colors picked out of the sky are the same font colors. I mean, it's all there and it all just works. Love it, love it, love it.
It
Clean.
does. It does. So that is really what we have to share with you today is the keep it clean, keep the messaging clean, unless, and I want to say this again, Joe, I want to reiterate, unless your messaging is a sales card. If it's a sales card and you're trying to sell something and you have basically an ad on the front of a card or the front of a postcard, then yeah, of course you're going to have sales copy on the back of the card. That's the whole purpose of it. And we have people doing that by the thousands every single day at Mailbox Power because we have our free postcards, right? For pro and executive members. Our pro and executive members get free small postcards, and the executive ones get free medium postcards as well. Those are mostly being used to send sales or business messages. They send something completely different for their birthday and holiday messages, but those postcards are more likely to have that salesy information on the back of them.
Yeah, absolutely. What are your intentions? Are you prospecting? If you're prospecting, all of that business language, all of those offers, all of that stuff makes tons of sense. Of course, we're still recommending you don't overstate your logo, but anyway, or your picture. I used to make a joke about a lot of the realtors, and I don't see a lot of these cards anymore, but a lot of you saw them, like, oh, I'm the most beautiful realtor on the planet. And oh, look at all my stuff that I've been doing and call me. And yeah, exactly. Look at me, kind of a card instead of, educating the customer, or maybe you're staying top of mind. Staying top of mind can mean a lot of things, but making sure that, you're providing value to your customer. And that value goes so far in comparison to, bloviating or talking about yourself or, adding your logo. It's something of value. It's so funny that I've had so many people in the beginning of this business that would create a coffee mug and they're like, well, how do I put my logo on this coffee mug? You don't. Leave it off. Okay. You don't have to. And if you do, make it teeny tiny, but I can promise you this, if you have a custom coffee mug, which I have many, the logos and names of the people who sent them are not on any of them, but I know exactly, and I'm talking 20 mugs plus that I have that people have sent me. I know exactly who sent me those mugs. And I remember. And that's not just one mug. And imagine just one mug. Of course, you're going to remember who sent you something cool like that. That's personalized to you. Yeah. Of course. Anyway, but
that is worth saying, Joe, because a lot of people in business are trained to logo up, right? They're trained to get brand recognition and put your logo on everything and make sure people know who you are and things like that. But those are coffee mugs or water bottles or bags or things that, I might use a bag at the grocery store, but I'm not toting that thing around like on a daily basis. If it had something to do with me, if it had a picture of my dog on it, for example, I'd use it every single day. So those are things that people have to realize that perhaps you've been trained to do that. And we're trying to say, look, untrain yourself, if you will, because the impact is far greater if you make your sending about the recipient rather than about you.
All day long, folks, all day long. Yeah. What are your intentions? Are you giving without any expectation of anything in return? You should be, if it's about giving. If it's about prospecting, game on, folks. Let's go. Who's got the best headline? Right? I want to know. I'm a marketer too, for sure. Cool stuff.
That's right.
Vanessa, this has been fun. I guess your backside really does matter.
It really does.
Awesome. Well, any final words, Vanessa, before we sign off?
If you missed any of this or any of our other lunch and learns, please hop over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/mailbox power, and check out our other lunch and learns. We have loads of success stories. Joe, I just did a fun lunch and learn a couple of weeks ago while you were out. And that was about our success stories and some of the results that people are getting with Mailbox Power. So if you didn't have the opportunity to check that out, please head on over to YouTube and check it out. I think you'll be pretty impressed with some of the stats we shared.
Oh, I love it, love it, love it. Okay. Thanks, Vanessa. And thank you for everybody who is here today. And for those who get to watch this in the future, thank you for being here. We really appreciate you giving us your time. We know it's your most valuable asset. And we want you to have a wonderful day, and we will see you next week. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Take care, everyone.